Youtooz. I'm your host, the Teen Muffin. Today we're going to be talking about the FNaF movie, Youtooz, Funko, Hex, a new FNaF game, and more. So starting off with the Youtooz news, Youtooz has just revealed a bunch of new figures and plushies. First of all, they have this new artwork. They posted this artwork which shows a buff Helpy figure, which I'm not actually sure if is going to be actually made as a figure or if they're just posting it as a joke. It would be a crazy figure for them to actually make, so I feel like it's not gonna happen, but who knows. Speaking of Youtooz figures, they also just revealed the entire wave of haunted figures. As you can see there, there's Foxy, Bonnie, Freddy, Chica, and Golden Freddy. We've seen a couple of them before, but now we get to see all 5 of them together, and we also found out that apparently along with these 5 figures, this wave will include a FNaF puzzle and also that Freddy phone holder. Now those 2 things, the puzzle and the phone holder, I don't believe will be a limited time thing, but we know that the haunted figures are going to be out for only 5 nights. They also revealed some new plushies, like this wet floor sign plush. I think this actually looks pretty good. From what I can tell, I don't think there's any printed on color, although I'm not too sure if that caution sign is or not. Knowing Youtooz, I guess it probably is, but either way, it looks pretty cool. Looks very accurate to the wet floor sign in-game, and I think it's a pretty interesting plush for them to be making. They also revealed the sitting down version of the candy plush. We got to see the standing up long version before, and now we get to see the regular version. I think it looks pretty good. It's basically a Youtooz style version of the original candy plush from Five Nights at Candy's. I think this honestly might be one of the best Youtooz FNaF plushies made so far. It's got, from what I can see, no printed on color at all. It's got a bunch of cool detailing, and I think it looks really good. And now another sitting down Youtooz plush, except this time one that's 4 feet tall. Youtooz made an Instagram post saying that they're going to be giving away that giant 4-foot-tall Glamrock Freddy plush. So I guess this is like a collaboration with FYE where they're just giving away a giant Glamrock Freddy plush. So if you want a chance to win that, you can go over to their Instagram and enter the giveaway. Unfortunately, it seems like only one person is going to be getting this. So whoever gets that is going to be a very lucky person. I'm curious how valuable this is going to end up being, because it's huge and only one person in the world is going to have it. They've also announced that the FNaF Youtooz gummies are going to be releasing soon. They finally put them on the Youtooz website, and would you look at that? I think I know that company. I actually did a taste test of these. That's why I've got this empty bag right here, because they sent them to me early. So if you want to see that, you can go watch this old news video I did. But yeah, the Youtooz gummies, they're apparently going to be releasing pretty soon. I believe it said October 24th. And the weird thing about this is it's going to be a subscription. So it's $30 each month, and they send you 6 bags of the gummies, which is pretty interesting. They say it's because they have like a limited quantity right now, so I assume that it's just like they're new to this, they don't know how well they'll sell, so they haven't produced many of them, and they're just gonna have it like this. And then maybe in the future, if it performs well, they'll put it back to a normal thing, where you can just buy them normally. So I do think it's a very weird decision for them to have the gummies as a subscription, but hopefully that's just a temporary thing. And then the last bit of Youtooz news is that Kane Carter just made a tweet revealing the Halloween version of the Pop Goes pins. We did get Pop Goes pins in the past, and now we have these Halloween ones, which are going to be releasing very soon. These are going to be releasing actually the same day as those gummies, October 24th, and are apparently going to be available for about a month. Taking a look at the pins here, you can see that they come in an orange box, and it includes a pin of Pop Goes as a skeleton, which actually glows in the dark, a pin of Blake as I believe a zombie, one of Sarah as a witch, Saffron as a ghost, Stone the Crow as a scarecrow, and then Menorah as a robot. I think the artwork looks really good, and it combines 2 of my favorite things, Pop Goes and Halloween. Now moving on, we've got an insane amount of FNaF movie news, just like so much stuff. Quickly, first I'll talk about a small collab they're doing, which is with Dave & Buster's. Apparently Dave & Buster's is doing this collab with the FNaF movie, where they have these, first of all, FNaF power cards, and then also FNaF trading cards. Or I guess not trading cards, but little collectible cards, where basically each week they're gonna have a different character where you can go up and just, I believe, ask them for the card at the counter and they give it to you for free. The cards are all gonna be of the FNaF characters in the movie. There's Foxy, Freddy, the Cupcake, Bonnie, and Chica in the ball pit. Now onto the movie news, like I mentioned, and we have a lot of stuff here. First of all, talk about that the director, Emma Tammy, confirmed that the movie is actually going to be taking place in the year 2000, and it's going to have flashbacks to the 80s and the 90s. I also actually just realized if they're going back to the 80s, that could mean that we'll see flashbacks of the FNaF 2 location, but we will have to wait and see. This is actually kind of a surprise. I expected it to just take place modern times, but apparently they're going back to the year 2000. I'm not exactly sure why they're doing that, but I'm sure it'll make sense in the movie. Big thing here, Markiplier is finally speaking up about his position in the FNaF movie, confirming that he is not in it. So Markiplier will not be in the FNaF movie. He was too busy making his Iron Lung movie and couldn't make time to be on the FNaF movie set, which is understandable. It is a little disappointing, of course. We were all pretty excited to see him in there. Although some big news here is that Scott Cawthon made a comment saying that he would love to see Markiplier in one of the sequels. So I'd say it's very likely that when they make the second FNaF movie, we will see Markiplier in that. So I can't wait for that to happen. Hopefully we don't have to wait another 8.5 years for that one. We also got a bunch of small little teasers and trailers of the movie. I'm not gonna go over them just because there's so much stuff. If you do want to go check out all of those small things, I'll link the FNaF movie Twitter in the description where they posted all of it. Although there is some really big stuff that they did show, which I will talk about, which was actually in a new FNaF game. Well, kind of. The FNaF game is how you get to it, but I'll explain all that. So Scott Cawthon just added a new game to Game Jolt called FNaF the Movie The Game. Now when I saw this, I got very scared because it was like, oh, there's a FNaF game based off of the story of the FNaF movie. It's gonna be so hard to avoid spoilers. Although it was actually just one of Scott's trolls and ended up being Freddy in Space 3, which was huge news to just get out of nowhere, sitting in bed one day and then people are like, there's a new FNaF game. Crazy. I expected this to just be Freddy in Space 3. You know, there's fun little memes and stuff. It's a pretty fun game, I'll say. But there is actually also some news for the FNaF movie. If you beat all 4 levels, and then also the secret 5th level, you get this little URL for a video, which brings you over to, I think, like 9-minute video for FNaF movie security footage. I didn't watch all this because I'm kind of just trying to avoid all the trailers and stuff and just wait for the movie to come out since it's so close. But what I do know is that I believe you're just sitting looking at a bunch of monitors and stuff's happening on the cameras. Like I believe you see people breaking into the pizzeria, you see Foxy unwithered, and the most interesting thing, in my opinion, is that we actually see a new character. We see Shadow Freddy. So apparently Shadow Freddy is gonna be in the movie, a character we had no idea about, and I think looks really cool. Now moving on to Hex, they just made a tweet saying Withered Freddy, Bonnie, and Foxy will be releasing on the 27th of October. Withered Chica, Golden Freddy, and Springtrap will be releasing late November. Mangle to be confirmed. So very soon, on the release date of the FNaF movie, we're going to be getting the plushies of Withered Foxy, Withered Freddy, and Withered Bonnie. You can see here that the designs have changed a little bit. I believe Withered Bonnie and Withered Freddy are the same as we've seen before, but Withered Foxy looks very different. His body looks pretty similar, but his head is a lot more of a different shape with like these really big tufts of hair on the side. I will honestly say I think I liked the head more before, but it still does look pretty cool, and these are definitely our best Withered plushies so far. Well, I guess that's not saying much, because these are our only Withered plushies so far. The thing that's weird to me is that for some reason they're releasing these 3 and not waiting to complete Withered Chica and Withered Golden Freddy first. I think it would have made more sense to do that, because then you would have had all the Withereds together. But apparently Withered Chica and Withered Golden Freddy are going to be releasing in November along with Springtrap. And the thing about Springtrap is we have actually gotten an image showing his prototype. You can see he was in Daco's background next to a Withered Foxy and Withered Bonnie plush, and Springtrap's on the left, very dark green, and he kind of looks like a Dr. Seuss character. I will say, from what we can see so far, the plush doesn't look that great, but this is an early prototype, and I assume later on he's going to end up looking really cool. A pretty wild piece of merch news, which is actually something that I've been wanting to happen for a while, is that we've gotten a Freddy Nendoroid. Now, if you don't know what a Nendoroid is, it's basically figures made by this Japanese company. They mostly make figures for anime, but recently they've started making a lot for games like Cuphead and Undertale. They've even made Poppy Playtime, and now they're gonna be making Freddy. I definitely wasn't expecting this to happen. I expected that because we got the Snaps figures, which are like sort of similar to Nendoroids, little small things that you can move around, take off the faces, and replace them with other ones. I assumed that we weren't going to end up getting this guy, but apparently we are. I'm very excited to see what this guy's actually going to look like and what his other faceplate's going to be, because they always have different faces you can take off and replace, like I mentioned. I think it would be awesome if they had one with, like, his mouth opened up and the endoskeleton, or maybe even one being a reference to the movie with his mouth opened and a hand coming out. But we'll have to wait and see. But that is all the news we have today. If you want to subscribe, you can click the button on top of my head. If you want to watch one of my last news videos, you can click that button over there. And if you want to see some other video I made, you can click that button over there. And I'll see you when we get some more news on the FNaF movie. Well, no, the movie's going to be out by the next news video. I'll see you when we get some more news.